Hello world, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Aurora Stuffrack, and today I am going to be talking about taking our power back and learning to take responsibility for our emotions and our thoughts and really everything that makes us who we are. So what I have written here is no one can make you feel anything. Okay? This is a really important thing to understand, because when we're in our day-to-day lives and we have this relationship with our boss and this relationship with our partner and this relationship with our mother and this relationship with da-da-da-da-da, like we have so many relationships. And a lot of the time we say, oh, my mom makes me feel this way, or oh, my boss makes me feel this way, or oh, this person makes me feel this, or this person makes me feel this. And then we're constantly handing our power away to all of these people saying that they're making us feel that way. So a big step in my own personal healing journey was taking responsibility for my emotions and actually allowing space for me to feel my emotions, as well as to tap in and actually understand why these emotions were coming up, and also like why I was having certain thought patterns, or why I was feeling that this person was making me feel this or that person was making me feel that. So it's really about you taking responsibility for why you are feeling the way that you're feeling, and in doing that you're actually taking your power back. Okay, so I also have on here no one's around to support you. So if you don't feel like you have anyone around you that is supporting you in whatever it is that you're going through, then it is time to also take responsibility for that little inner child within you that feels abandoned, that feels not heard, that doesn't feel seen, that wants to be heard, that wants to be seen, that wants to be known. That is your responsibility to cater to that aspect of you. And when people aren't showing up in your life the way that you want them to, that you would expect them to, that's how you need to be showing up for you. Okay, that's a reflection. So every relationship that we have is a reflection of our relationship that we have with ourselves. So this actually leads me to my next point. So don't take what others do, say, think, and feel personally, okay? Understand that they can only show up for you as deeply as they have shown up for themselves, okay? So you will keep attracting the same relationships and the same partners and the same experiences because there's an aspect within you that is resonating on this level with these types of people. And you're going to keep having the same experiences until you have an awareness that this is what you're creating and this is what you're attracting into your reality through your subconscious, through your programming, through your from your childhood, from society. I mean, there are so many layers to this, right? But it's about understanding that these people that are all in your life are all reflections of you, right? So if someone isn't treating us properly, then we have to go look in the mirror and ask ourselves, whoa, what is this trying to teach me? What is this trying to show me? And how can I shift my own personal relationship, my relationship with myself, with my inner child, with my inner parents, my inner mother, my inner father, taking care of my inner child, right? Like, this is the stuff that you really got to sit down and look at, because this is why you are attracting these people or these experiences, and why you always feel that maybe people are making you feel a certain way, okay? So, how can we process an experience and actually understand what the lesson is supposed to be without getting super involved in the situation? I mean, it is our situation that we will be a part of, that we've attracted, that we're going to really feel our feelings in, and we're really going to like be angry or sad or mad or abandoned or whatever the heck it is. How can we learn to learn from experiences instead of allowing them to control us and dictate our next step through reactivity. So I have here learn to see things objectively. And what I mean by that is to become the observer. To become the observer. So how do we become the observer? We go from our head space into our heart space. We need a quiet mind and we need an open heart. So we have to be able to quiet our mind so that we can hear the wisdom of our heart, because that's what's going to be guiding us, okay? So in order to do that, though, we also need to get raw, real, and honest with ourselves. And how do we do that? Well, I found that a nice way for me to start getting raw, real, and honest with myself when I was not living the life that was really in alignment with who I was at all. And it's scary to be there. So, like, I'm saying all this from experience, not from telling you how to live your life. No, this is just me coming from my heart space to your heart space to say, hey guys, like, this really helped me on my journey. So learning to see things objectively. So getting out of that denial of, I'm going to use a relationship for an example. So should I be in this relationship or should I not? In my heart, I know that I shouldn't have been in that relationship. But when my mind would create all of these stories that would, oh, well, da-da-da, oh, la-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, that would keep me in that relationship. So what I had to do was actually connect with my inner child. That's what really helped me to process and get raw, real, and honest with myself, because that was my pure, most vulnerable time of my life, right? Where it's just like, well, the innocence of a child, like, you don't know any different than innocence because you're a child, right? So it's like you got to connect back into that space, and sometimes our inner child will actually be mad at us for not showing up, right? And that's a lot of the time why we feel a lot of this deep sadness and this deep anger, is because we aren't actually showing up for ourselves. Okay, so that's one way that I found for myself to get raw, real, and honest with me, was connecting with my inner child and really listening to what my inner child was wanting. She was like, well, why are you doing this to me? Or why are you doing that? Or like, why are you making this decision when you know that, like, this one would serve you better? And I understand that this all is incorporated into our wounds and into not wanting to face our pain and all of this stuff, but that's where the real healing and the real transformation really comes, is when we can sit still and we can sit with ourselves and we can really quiet the mind, drop into our heart space and hold space, unconditional space. There's no such thing as bad, there's no such thing as good, okay? Things are guiding us. It's all a guidance system. Okay, so yeah, that's a big one. Don't label your emotions as good or bad. Yes, that was the whole point of me saying that right there, is because our negative emotions are just showing us where we are out of alignment, how we are not showing up for ourselves. And when we feel our positive emotions, that's when we're in alignment, when we're connected, when we're flowing, when we're listening to our intuition, when we're taking appropriate action steps, stuff like that, okay? So if you are going through a tough time right now, trust that there's a greater purpose to what it is you're going through, and trust that your internal compass is guiding you and your inner child. If you don't know how to connect, a really good way to connect is, well, one, to just like start talking to yourself. Find a quiet space, sit with yourself, and just start an internal dialogue with your inner child. Another really good way to connect is to journal. So you take your dominant hand and you write a question to your inner child, and then you allow for your non-dominant hand to answer it, and that's like your inner child answering. And it's really actually a cool exercise because it looks like a child's writing. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun to connect to yourself in that way. Okay, so I'm just going to go over everything that I wanted to touch base on. So, one, no one can make you feel anything. Take responsibility for your emotions and for things that are going on in your reality. Okay? That's how you take your power back. That's how you say no. Like, no. And start creating boundaries and start creating a relationship with yourself that'll strengthen your relationship with others, which will create a boundary, which some people aren't going to really like that boundary, but you know what? That's what you got to do. Protect your energy, protect yourself. So yeah, and then connecting with your inner child, asking what they need, and becoming the inner mother and father for your inner child. I find that kind of helps me to help myself more, understanding like, you know, I need to take care of me and talk to me as if I was talking to a little child, because really we are all little children. Like, we're all just little children. Like, sure, we're adults, but we really are just a bunch of little children walking around at the end of the day. So yeah, learn to see things objectively too, okay? So from head space to heart space. Quiet the mind and open the heart and listen with the heart. Oh yeah. I want to actually, okay, wait. Whew. Back up for a sec. And then my last point is don't take what others do, say, think, and feel personally. I cannot freaking express that one enough. So don't take what others do, say, think, and feel personally. Understand that they can only show up for you as deeply as they can show up for themselves. And that goes for you. You can only show up for other people as deeply as you have met yourself, okay? So that is really important to understand. Please understand that people cannot make you feel anything. It is time to take responsibility for our emotions and tend to our own garden and allow for us to give us the space for us to grow and feel and cry and laugh and everything that we need to do. So then this book here, When Things Fall Apart. One thing I wanted to bring up in this was when you're learning how to quiet your mind, there's a technique in here that really helped me. And what it is it's like to become the observer of your thoughts. You sit there, you close your eyes, you allow for your mind to clear, but I know that it's really hard at the beginning because like we've never really shut anything off before and we're just constantly in our mind, blah, 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 blah. So it's really hard to get into our heart space. So one thing that helped me was guided meditations really helped me because it allowed for my mind to go on a little journey and be in like a visionary space instead of like trying to just quiet my mind. But this book allowed, like, once I was at a place where I was able to just quiet my mind just enough so that I could really only see one or two or a few thoughts popping in at one time, is that every time something comes up, instead of judging it as like good or bad or, oh, I shouldn't be thinking or I should this, that, whatever, because that's creating even more mental chatter, you just say thinking in your mind, okay? So you close your eyes, clear your mind, try to get into your heart space, and every time a thought comes up, instead of judging it or judging yourself or anything, you just say thinking, and it'll brush it away. Thinking, brush it away. Thinking, brush it away. Thinking, brush it away. And then eventually you'll get to a point where you really don't have any thoughts entering. Okay, so I thought that was really cool. Plus, this book is just really good in general if you're going through a hard time. It really helped me through a really hard time in my life. So, yeah, that's all I got for you today. So, yeah, my main message is just know that nobody can make you feel anything and that we need to take our power back through using our emotions for what they should be used for, which is our internal guidance system to show us when we're in alignment and when we're not. Okay? Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.